Hi, what's up? This is Ashley, and I know I've been away for so long because there's something wrong with my YouTube uploader, but now, as you can see, I'm back. And so I just want to say what's up to everybody, and yeah, so I just want to get right into the topic, though. Um, you know, you guys know me for talking about hip hop a lot. 'Cause I'm a hip hop head. I love hip hop, so I normally talk about it. So, and it's not that I want to talk about it, because if hip hop was in the right state, I wouldn't have to be talking about it. But I always come across hearing people say the most stupidest stuff that I'm about to share with you guys. And one of that stuff is when people, they just love to talk about, rather than talent, they like to bring up stuff like numbers, they like to talk about image, they like to talk about endorsement deals, rather than the actual music. And they know damn well that, these artists that they're sticking up for, or whomever, that they're not talented. The only thing that they can show for is what they're doing outside of rapping, like their endorsement deals, but that has nothing to do with the actual, actual hip hop, or like the music, or the lyrics, or whatever. But we're gonna get into that. So, first, I'd like to start off by saying, first of all, I think people really need to start looking at the talent rather than, what they're doing outside of rap. Like, let's be specific on endorsement deals. I'm not even trying to even go there, but I find, especially with Nicki Minaj's fan base, the only thing that they can show for is her endorsement deals. She's like probably the best person to bring up with this topic. Not trying to pick on the girl, but it is what it is. I mean, you can even see it in her as well, how she loves to brag and talk about, Super Bowl, Mac, Viva Glam, and all that stuff. But it's like, where are your lyrics? I don't get it. And it's like your fans, you got your little fans prancing around and, defending that bullshit like as if, like, I don't get it. They can never say, Nicki's lyrics are dope or whatever. They can never say that because the girl doesn't have any lyrics. She doesn't have any substance. And, where is that? I mean, yeah, you got the Viva Glam and the Mac thing going on, but it's like, when it comes down to the actual music, what are you saying? What are you doing? Why? Who, what, when, will, what, where, how? Why are you signed? It's like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to sit up here and be, because no matter what I say, it's not going to stop her from being in the industry. I'm not saying that, but I would love for her to get better, and I would love for her to do better things, because being that it's obvious she's the only female out there right now doing anything big, it's like, at least make it worthwhile. My whole thing with her is that, and what I don't like what people say when it comes down to her, when they're like, you should respect her because she's the only female doing it, and you should be grateful, and she's holding down for the other females, and we're the other females. That is beyond the point. I mean, if the girl was talented and she had lyrics like going on, like if she was like a Remy, or if she was a Brat, or if she was a Kim, or if she was like a Foxy, if you want to take it back, if she was like a freaking Roxanne Shante, if she was an MC Light with the lyrics, if she was a Lady of Rage or something, I would give her props. But to me, I feel like I don't have to sit here and be like, because she's the only one out there that I have to like kiss her ass and just join the bandwagon and hop on it like everybody else is doing just because she's the popular in thing at the moment. I don't have to do that. I don't have to follow a trend. I don't have to follow this, I don't have to. I don't have to like her. I don't have to like her music. I don't know her personally, but I don't have to like her music. I don't have to sit here and be fake in front and be like, okay, well, she's the only person out there, so I'm going to force myself to like her. Because I think that's what a lot of people have done as well. I mean, I'm not saying that she doesn't have fans. Of course she does. She has her little 12-year-old fans and, and all that. She has her little fan base and all that. But at the end of the day, you got to understand that I don't have to be forced to like somebody because they're popular or because, like, no. And it's like, she opened doors for females. I would understand if she was talented and she was like a Lauryn Hill, or she was like a fucking, I don't know. I mean, if she had something going on with her lyrics, yeah, but it's like, I feel like we're just being forced to like her, like we're being forced to you know, get into her. And I feel like that's what happened with a lot of people. It's like, oh, because she's the only person out there, so, what? I've heard a lot of people say this with her where they're like, oh, you know, I don't really like her, but I hear her on my radio every time, so I got used to her. And I'll hear them, you know, citing some of her lyrics. I'll catch them, and they'll be like, yo, shit, I don't even like her music, but I hear it every time on the radio. And then over time, eventually, they'll end up liking her without even knowing that they like her. Because it's like, it's not that they like her, it's just that they're forced, and they're so immune to hearing her every time on the radio that they have no choice but to kind of get used to her. It's like one of those things where take it or leave it. It's either you get used to her, or you like, you know what I mean? It's not. I'm not trying to sit here and say that she doesn't have any fans, because like I said, yeah, she has her little young fans and whomever supports her. But at the end of the day, you can't force. Like, I'm a hip hop head. Like, I know real music when I hear it, and a lot of people like to say, oh well, what is real hip hop? And well, let me break it down for you. Hip hop has substance, number one, and let me tell you something. Rap and hip hop, they're not the same thing. They're not. Anybody can rap. If you can rhyme time with rhyme, you can be a rapper. Trust me, you can go in the studio and you can put down any Soulja Boy lyric you want. You can sound like Soulja Boy all you damn want, and you can call yourself a rapper. Okay? Now you see, the difference between the two is that rap is just an element within the culture, and the culture is hip hop. And some of the other elements of hip hop are freestyle battling. Then you got your b-boying and all that. And another thing that's a part of the culture is, whether you believe it or not, is beefing. Like battling, beefing, same shit. It's a competitive sport, and it's just a whole thing within the culture. And that's what a lot of people don't know. So it's like, when people are telling me, oh, I should just like Nicki because she's the only female out there, I just feel like you're telling me, you know, even though she's not a good rapper, still like her. And to others, I mean, you may think that she's a good rapper, but from what I'm hearing, because I have ears, you know, I didn't go Foxy. I still have my, you know, shout out to Foxy, by the way, because she's one of the realest to ever do it, hands down. But I didn't lose my hearing. I can hear the lyrics live in a while. I know what the lyrics sound like. I can hear it. To me, it's not even lyrics. It's not even a rap to me. It's just like, I don't know. I really don't know. And this isn't about bashing whomever, because there are a couple others aside from Nicki that are absolutely horrible in my eyes. And it's just the truth. It's the truth. That's what I think. You know, whether you like to believe it or not, or whether you're a super duper fan and you may disagree with me. I'm not saying for you to agree with me. This is just, you know, my opinion. Or sometimes things aren't opinions. Sometimes they're just facts. Like, anybody with ears can see that Nicki is not up there lyrically, unless you're born deaf. You know, I don't know. But I mean, I don't know what to say. But my whole thing is just, you know, why should I have to, you know, force myself to like this person when clearly their music isn't up there? Like, she's not a Remy Ma, she's not a Foxy. Like, her lyrics are like wacky and they're just stupid. Like, I don't get it. And if you say this, people, the first word, the number one word in America and Canada and the whole world is hater. You're being a hater. I wish I can just laugh that word out of everybody's mouth. There's sometimes, baby, listen, what you gotta understand is that there's something called the truth, and there's something called telling the truth. And if you can confuse the truth with hate, then you're just not real. That's how I see it. Real recognize real. Just like Lil Wayne nowadays, like back then like you know, back then whatever, when Lil Wayne just got signed and everything, we can hear the difference in his music. Now Lil Wayne's on some like I am a Martian, down on some like dumb shit. It's stupid. Anybody with ears can say, yeah, Lil Wayne changed. He changed. Anybody who has ever, you know, whether you're a Nicki fan or not, you know, I know I watched Nicki on her come up, whatever. Not to say that, to me, even on her come up, like mixtape days, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yo, she was so dope, whatever. The reason why people say that is because they compare her pop music to her mixtape, so obviously you're gonna pick her mixtape. But to me, her mixtape days, like, she wasn't like mind blowing. She was just like an average Joe, on the come up, cocky, obnoxious, and whatever. Like, her music wasn't, even then, to me, it wasn't mind blowing. Like, there's nothing special about it. She wasn't no freestyler. She wasn't no Remy Ma. She wasn't no like hardcore, heavy hitting female, whatever, with lyrics, whatever. You know what I mean? She wasn't. She was just, I don't know. But that's just me. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. And, you know, I don't know. Just her whole style, this whole imitating thing that she's done. It's clear that everything she's doing is, you know, I don't have to even mention the other person's name, but it's everything that that other chick did, you know, a couple of years ago. We know who we're talking about. Like, we've already seen the Barbie, we've already seen the wigs, the outrageous outfits, the endorsement deals. We already seen all that. It's been done. It's like, you know, give us the lyrics now. I mean, you brag every time at award shows, oh, I'm doing, in every song, oh, Super Bowl, oh, Pepsi, this and that. But it's like, where are your lyrics? I mean, with Kim, she's like, yo, I'm not going to respond until you put out a single, until you're on charts. But it's like, Nicki, we're not going to care about what you're saying until you drop some fucking lyrics. And what she does is, it's like, when people go, you see how Peter Rosenberg, how you went in on her about the Starships bullshit, whatever, the whole pop record sounding stuff. And I feel what Peter Rosenberg is saying. It's not, honestly, and I'm not being biased, because if I were Nicki, of course I'd feel away. If somebody were to disrespect me, I would feel the same way Nicki did. I'd get vexed. Of course. But you have to understand what he's saying as well. Like, I mean, it's her decision whether she wants to walk off Summer Jam or not. That's her decision. Because, and I understand the way how she felt. Yeah, I mean, it might have been the truth. Yeah, Super Bass and Starships, it is a pop song, whatever. But at the end of the day, she has to really realize that you're at a hip hop festival and you're, come on, at least perform. Oh God, I'm trying to think of a rap song that Nicki ever did. Because it's just pop, 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 pop. Like, I can't think of any rap songs, like, off the top. I don't know, Bees in the Trap? That was a good try, Nicki. You could have done Bees in the Trap. That was somewhat hip-hop. Yeah. You know, and the thing that I was going to say, the thing that she does is that, you know, like, say, for instance, when Peter Rosenberg called her out, whatever, and then it was before Summer Jam, even when, I think it was Peter Rosenberg who also called her out on Hot 97 one time, and I think it made Wolfstar, and they're saying, oh, like, how, they were saying, yo, Nicki Windsor is shaking it, come on, she's like, yeah, I promise I'm going to give you, like, you know, some hip-hop shit, oh, Queens, da-da-da, and then after they're like, oh, and what did she give us, and then they played Starships, but it was before Summer Jam when they said that, and they were already slandering her on the radio from a while ago about the whole pop sounding stuff, whatever. And then so she must have got mad, and then she made, I think it was the time when she was dropping her album, before she dropped her album, and she must have pushed it back. And that's the other thing too, she kept pushing her album back because people, of course, because her Grammy performance, that was horrible. And her mind just stays on Lil Kim every minute. It's like you keep putting out diss tracks. People were tired of that. So I heard a lot of people saying, yo, I'm not going to get her album because it's going to be mainly about Kim. And then other people were like, oh, it's going to be this whole dumb Roman on medicine or whatever that we were taking medication shit, whatever. People were like, yo, if it's that shit, I'm not going to buy the album. Like, she's getting bad press. And then the Grammy, it was like career suicide. Not to say that it would end her whole career, but it did really affect her career. Like, after that performance, I could say that people didn't really take to her that much like they used to. But basically, yeah, she kept pushing her album back because she's getting bad press and like bad, what do you call it? Like, a lot of people didn't even know she's coming out with an album. A lot of people were like, yo, she's coming out with an album. And it was just bad. What do you call it? The promotion was bad as well. And then on top of that, she was getting bashed because people were like, yo, you keep putting out this pop shit, and radio stations were dissing her. So she got mad, whatever, and then if you notice, she went back. She kept saying, oh, I'm going to pull it back. And then all of a sudden now she does Roman Reloaded, I think, on her album, the one where she's actually rapping, whatever. And she is basically talking about her supposed haters who are really telling her the truth, but she's saying, oh, you know, how she doesn't like how people are saying that, you know, she's not a rapper and that she does the whole pop thing. So in that song, she's really trying to prove that she's a rapper and she's just going in. That song was alright, it was decent. I'm not a hater. Yeah, I can say she kind of did her thing on that. It was like whatever. Even though again, it was a subliminal at Lil Kim as usual. you know, because she stays on her brain 24/7, and it's the truth. Don't slander me for saying it. It's the truth. You know, because a lot of people like to take account for what Lil Kim is saying, but not what Nicki's saying. Nicki says a lot. She says a lot of stuff about Lil Kim. Poor Lil Kim, it's like whatever she does is like people slander her, and what Nicki does is like, and that's really biased and it's unfair. But that's a whole nother story. That's for a whole nother video. But you know, it's just called being real. It's not. I'm the type of person I don't like taking sides because, you know, say my favorite rapper is Nas, my favorite male rapper is Nas, and I always tell the truth. Like, say you went and work with Nicki, like, they're just in a different caliber of rap. So it's like, that was a huge shock to look. Whether you're a Nas fan or not, you're a huge Nas fan or not, even if you're not a hip-hop fan, you will look at Nas and you'd be like, what? Like, really? Because it was shocking. It was really shocking that he would go and work with somebody who we'd always say, oh my god, he would never work with her, and then he went and worked with her. You know what I mean? So I'm a realist, so of course I called him out. I'm like, of course he doesn't know me, but you know, in conversations I'll be like, yo, Nas is whack for that, and it's true. Like, whatever he's trying to do, he's a man of his own, and he's a legend regardless. But it's like he needs to watch out. I don't know if he's doing it for promotion for his new album, which is very good, by the way. Go Get Life is good. It's out in stores right now. No, I lied. Wait, it's the 17th, I think. Yeah, but I heard the album. That's why, like, not bootlegs. I actually purchased it when you pre-order it. Really good album. But anyways, yeah, say he's my favorite rapper, but there's certain songs from him that I don't like. There's certain artists that he works with that I don't like. I'm not gonna kiss his ass every minute. I'm just a realist. So whether you're not my favorite artist or not, or you're my favorite artist, I'm gonna drop, you know, truth on you. So you can't really call me a hater because I'm not biased, and just because I like someone, I won't kiss their ass, which a lot of people do today, which is why music is so fucked up, because it's like, they won't tell the truth. It's a lot of yes men and yes women out there that won't be like, yo, that's whack. They'll just kiss your ass for the sake of kissing your ass because you're popular. And I think that's really whack. But, I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't want to feel forced to like anyone just because they're popular. And that goes for Lil Wayne, that goes for, like, Rick Ross. Like, Rick Ross has some good summer jams, but hip-hop-wise, lyrically, he doesn't do anything for me. He doesn't. So I'm not just gonna like him because, oh, you got that whole the MMG thing going on. I'm not a huge fan of Rick Ross. I'm not a huge fan of Lil Wayne. Like, to me, they're all commercialized. Nicki's commercialized as fuck. Lil Wayne is just on a whole nother level. Like, he's annoying now. He needs to stop rapping. Like, you prove your point, get out now. Because you're on some different shit. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. All I can say is that hip-hop is fucking dead. It's dead. It's really dead. And, you know, just to go back to my topic, I don't want to go off topic, but I just feel like people should just really have minds of their own and don't follow trends and just like somebody because the whole world likes them or whatever. Because to be honest, not everybody likes who you may think everybody likes. I don't like Nicki or her music. I don't like Lil Wayne or his music. I don't like Young Money. I'm not a Young Money fan. They're not a true hip hop label to me. You know, I'm a young girl. I'm really young, but I'm not on this like dumb Young Money shit. The thing with me, I do my research and I do my history, whatever, and I make sure that I have that all and I have the knowledge and I can know what I'm talking about. So it's not like you have a regular random girl coming and just talking all this shit. No, I know my, you know, I know my hip hop, I know my shit, whatever, and I do my research, whatever, and I look up old shit, like a lot of stuff, but that's a whole different conversation. But you know what I mean? I think it's just your job to go and look back, and it's not, you know, I don't know, but basically just have a mind of your own, like whoever you want to like, but just don't feel like you need to follow the crowd and the majority, the mass majority, and say, oh, I'm gonna like her because everybody, and I should just show her respect because she's a female. I mean, and if another thing as well that people say is like, oh, because she's really female, you should respect her. But it's like, how I see it, without, everybody knows, everybody with sense and knowledge on the rap game, like, you don't even have to be a hip-hop head to even know this, but everybody knows that it's hard for females, period, to even enter the rap game. And especially females on the come up. It's hard. So my whole thing is like, if it weren't for her getting with Lil Wayne at the right time, she wouldn't be out there. She'd still be doing come up DVDs. If she wasn't begging Big Fendi to go and bring her to Little Wayne, she wouldn't be out there. She just got with the right people at the right time. So it's not to say that, oh, she has all that it takes and she has the talent. Because to me, Nicki lyrically, and let's just be real, let's just be 100%. Lyrically, no, she doesn't have it, and she's a carbon copy of some, like you know what I mean? Why? So why should I be forced to like her? It's like, thank Little Wayne that she's out there. She wouldn't have done it on her own. So it's like, people have to understand that, say like a Trina, like yeah, she puts out music, but probably she doesn't have the right promotion as Nicki does. Nicki's behind a group, not to say, and it doesn't mean that Young Money's the best, because to me they're whack, but let's face it, they're the biggest hip-hop label out there right now. So it's like she got with the right people at the right time. Even them people, they don't have the right fucking promotion that they need, because who's running the game right now? MMG and Young Money. Those are the two ones, and Nicki just so happens to get with the right people. She begged Big Fendi to get with the right person. She's lucky. You know what I mean? But minus her meeting Little Wayne, where would she be? She'd still be on the come. I'm not saying that I'm a fortune teller, but let's just be real. For females, it's hard on the come up. It's hard. No matter how much skin and ass you show. Trust me, I see a lot of females on the come up all the time. They act just like Nicki, whatever, you know, like, you know, the fake boobs, the fake ass. They do everything to try to be out there, but you're not going to be out there with, yo, you can even have a Stevie J, you can be a Jocelyn. You can be, like, you can be fucking a fucking producer. You can be doing that. So, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the right, you know, the right production and the right people and the right, you know, promo and all that, you're not going to go anywhere. So it's like, you can consider Nicki lucky. She's just lucky to be out there. And that's what people don't understand, because if it were up to her talent, hell no, the girl wouldn't be out there. Hell no. And I know what I'm saying. It's fact. It's fact. It's nothing, you know, that I'm saying just to hate on the girl. I have no hate for, you know what I mean? I don't believe in hating on someone, because success is success. And it's like, yeah, she made it, but at the end of the day, it's like, don't force me to like her because she's the only person out there. Because the only reason why she's out there is because she got lucky. Because you guys sure damn well know that it is hard for females on the come up, and you got to get with the right people and do the right things, whatever. So don't tell me no bullshit like, oh, I gotta like, no, I don't think so. Not me. Not me. I'm not an airhead. You know, I think for myself, and I don't just go along with what's popular, because if we did do that, we would have a Vanilla Ice rather than a Tupac. We wouldn't have a Tupac Shakur. We'd have a bunch of Nickies and Vanilla Ices and Lil Waynes out there. We wouldn't have a fucking Tupac. We wouldn't have a Big L. We wouldn't have none of those people. If people, you know, didn't think and have their own minds and, you know, separate the real from the fake and all that, and, you know, saw things for what it was and saw who had the talent or not, we wouldn't have those great artists who, you know, past, present, we wouldn't have them. So it's like, choose wisely, learn to like who you like, not because a whole crowd is, you know. But I don't want to sound like a broken record, but that's all I got to say. And I'm not trying to go on Nicki, but she's just a great person to use, because, I mean, all people ever talk about with her is this endorsements and what she's doing. Well, and that's the thing too, her album, Roman Reloaded, that was pure fucking trash. Pure trash. And even Eve retweeted something that was subliminal to her album being trash, and then she got attacked by the Barb. But it's true, like, her album wasn't good. It's like the material on it is weak. It's garbage. But still, you can go and accept a BET award when there's no other females out there, and then you roast about it. You know, give your little fake speech, and then after you're doing all these endorsements, but it's like, what is your music saying? It's not saying anything. Because right now you're winning by default, Nicki, period. That's what I'm trying to say. You're winning by default. You're winning by default. Take my word for it, because that album was garbage. After Funkmaster Flex dissed you about your albums, you know, about, you know, this whole thing about it being Pop and Rosenberg, how you went off on you, and then thing was saying how you lost the streets, and that your album can't even go gold, and then all of a sudden, after the Funkmaster Flex interview, her album goes gold. Like a week later, then 2 weeks later, or a week and a half later, it goes platinum. My ass. And that's my thing with her too. It's like she always gotta look so perfect in the public eye. If her album didn't really go gold when it should have, don't lie and be like, oh, a week after the interview that it finally went gold, or a day after, or whatever, and then suddenly a week later or a week and a half later it goes platinum. If you're struggling to go gold, How the hell did it go platinum in 2 weeks, or let alone how did it even go gold within like a couple of days after the interview? That's honestly weakness. That's a lot of insecurity, because clearly you want to look perfect to the world, but we know your album is garbage. You can claim that you sold platinum, but at the end of the day, whether you really did or not, or whether you got cash money to go and buy some albums for you to help your album sales, you know, sadly, which we knew you did, it's obvious. At the end of the day, your album is still garbage. It's still garbage. Anybody can sell crap and sell. We're in that generation. And trust me, and don't even say, oh yeah, it's harder to sell albums because people are bootlegging. Let me tell you something. People have been bootlegging since years in the rap industry. Bootlegging has been going on since people were selling, you know, burnt CDs in the back of vans and all that, and newsstands. It's been going on, but in different forms. Obviously, with technology now, you can bootleg it from the computer and all that and burn it. But bootlegging has been going on in just in different forms. You know, back then, it was harder to sell albums than now, actually, because back then, number one, you had hip-hop heavyweights out, so it's like, say what, so, you know, since, you know, we're talking about Nicki, and everybody likes to talk about Lil' Kim as well, so let's just talk about Lil' Kim. Say when hardcore came out, she was actually going up against hip-hop, you know, like, say Nas, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he dropped his second album when Kim dropped Hardcore in 96, because It Was Written came out in 96 as well. So, and you have to understand that it wasn't a one female thing where it's like one female being celebrated, whatever. Back then you had your Foxy, you had everybody out dropping their album. So it wasn't just like a one woman show. Back then, if you were dropping an album, you were competing also with the dudes as well, because everybody was involved in hip hop. You had all your females, all your males, so it made them equal. So it's like you're not only competing with the females, you're competing with the dudes as well, and they were heavyweights. Heavyweight classic albums were coming out as well, and Kim still managed to go double platinum. But I don't care how long it took her to, or like whatever the rumors are about her taking forever to go double platinum or whatever. The whole point is that in that time and age where there's no iTunes, where there's no YouTube for you to get discovered, which Nicki got discovered on, I can say, yeah, there was the Smack DVD or the Come Up DVD, but if it was for us to buy it, we wouldn't know who she is. Because YouTube is like saying, okay, here's the free DVD. You don't have to buy the DVD. If it was up to people to buy it, she wouldn't be out there. Because look, Soulja Boy got founded on YouTube. Nicki got founded on YouTube. Fucking Justin Bieber got founded on YouTube. YouTube is a big thing. So it's like, I don't like when people say, oh, it's hard to sell albums. No, you can blow up on YouTube without even fucking dropping an album, and you can get 1 million hits more than a fucking, you know, album ever sold. Like, you know what I mean? You can go platinum on fucking YouTube over, like, with over 1 million hits. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, it's easier for people nowadays to sell because it's like you got more promo. Back then, you just had posters, you just had the radio or the TV, like the commercial, radio, or the posters. Those are the three main things that you had to sell. Back then, the hardcore posters were everywhere in New York or whatever. You know what I mean? That's how Kim sold her albums. She didn't rely on iTunes or Twitter, where you can now, like, you know, or MySpace, or like YouTube, or any of these social networks, or Facebook, or any of that. And not just Kim, but everybody else. And it's like back then they were going up against heavyweights, and classic ass albums are coming out at the same time. Whether you're male or female, they're all going against each other. So it's like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, yeah, you can say, oh, you sold this and that. But it's like, if the material on your album is whack, don't brag about the numbers. Do not brag about the numbers. Because you're only making yourself look like a fool, because you know deep down in your heart, Nicki, that fucking Roman Reloaded shit is pure garbage, and you rush that shit. Which is why you have to pull that shit back, because if you would have put that out, you know that shit would not have sold. When you plan to put it out, which is on Valentine's Day, when you're trying to come at Kim talking about, oh, happy Valentine's Day, bitch, trying to release your album on the same day she dropped Black Friday, how fucking mature. But I wish you would have, because your album would have done even worse than it's already doing. It's really doing bad. To you, it went platinum, but we know that Daisy bought your album, because that shit wasn't even your gold when you were crying on Funk Master Black after he said whatever he said to you. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not even trying to go on the girl, but it's like, it's stuff that it's so plain to see, and that people need to just call out and just be real about it, and it is what it is. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, like, subscribe, comment, dislike, whatever you want to do. Leave your opinions or whatever. Let me know what you think, and that's that. Alright? Peace. And shout out to all my real hip hop heads out there. I love you. I got a next video coming for you guys. Alright? Bye.